Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to my first video that's being filmed in the new flat in Brighton. So I have been living here for about 4 weeks now and the videos that you've been seeing going up, I think like the last two, and then there's going to be about 2 or 3 more that are going to go up, were all filmed a weekend that I went back home for a visit. I filmed them at home. So even though I had already moved to Brighton when I filmed those, I filmed them at home because I had to film that weekend and I just happened to be back there. So this is my first video in the new flat in Brighton, and I thought because of that, I thought I would do a little life update and catch up video. Not all about the flat, not all about moving to Brighton. I've got lots of things to cover. I've got music, beauty, skin, the move to Brighton, and then a very little haul. So I thought I would just do this, seeing as it's my first video in the new flat, I'd give you a little catch up about how it's been moving out of my family home, the first time I've ever moved, and what it was like, the experience that I had, and also just some other bits that I've been loving. Okay, so we'll start with music. Now, I feel like this month so much has been happening with music. There's been so much new music coming out from really big bands, really well-known bands, and there's some that have even done stuff and I haven't even written them down, which I'm going to try and remember to say at the end. So I wanted to start off with Shikari. Obviously, I saw them at a secret set show at the Borderline in London. You could only get tickets to it if you had tickets to their upcoming tour for the Alexandra Palace show. I think apparently my boyfriend got them, so he said that you got an email with like being told about the secret set, and that's how you could get tickets. So it was, I think, like a 200 person capacity. It was really small, so it was absolutely phenomenal. It was so amazing to see Shikari in such an intimate venue, because obviously they play quite big venues now, now that they've got so well known. So that was amazing to see them in that space. And also they announced that they will be coming out with a new album called The Spark next month, and also that night they released their new single Live Outside, which is really catchy, fantastic. Go listen to it if you haven't already. So yeah, just really exciting news about that, so I thought I'd give that a quick mention. Also Wallflower, I've talked about these guys so many times. If you watch my videos, you know that I love the band Wallflower. I've seen them live so many times, I think about 6 times now. They're probably one of my most seen live bands, actually, and they're not like a overly well-known band, but they're definitely making a name for themselves. And I've known them for so long, I've known them for nearly a year. I'm sure there's people that knew them way before that as well. But recently they just released their new EP, Where It Fell Apart, and I just had to give it a shout out because I know they've been working really hard on it, and there was such like a build up towards it, for me anyway, because I was so excited and I already loved them from their last EP. So it's just fantastic, it's absolutely phenomenal. Well done if you managed to get your hands on a record, because I did. I got the red version, there was also a white version, and it has fantastic sort of graphic rose printed on the back as well. It's such a fantastic EP. Go listen to it. It's on Spotify now, it's on YouTube, Apple Music, all of them. It's so fantastic. Like the single that they released before was called Splintered, and then there's 3 other songs. There's a total of 4 songs on the EP, and it's just amazing. Like if you love sort of more grungier rock, more heavier, hard, not heavy as in like Iron Maiden heavy or something like that, but like grungier, more like, I want to say like fuller. There's just something about their music where it's more full. I know that doesn't really make sense, but that's the only way I can think to describe it. Just go listen to it, it's absolutely fantastic. There's been so much hype around it, everybody's talking about it, and rightfully so, because it's phenomenal. So just go listen to it. And obviously I have to mention the fact that Brand New just came out of nowhere and dropped this amazing album. And the first 4 songs on the album, Science Fiction, are phenomenal. The first 4 songs blow me away, and the other half of the album I obviously love. But those first 4 songs seem to be my favourite for some reason, and it has taken a good in-depth listen the first time round to really get used to it, because it is quite an interesting album. It's got a lot of it's very different to what we're used to in the genre. Not what we're used to from Brand New, because they've always been quite different and stand out from the rest, but this album's no exception, and it's absolutely fantastic. What else was I going to say? Yeah, and obviously they dropped the fact that they were going to do a tour, and it's probably going to be a farewell tour, unfortunately, as well, and I managed to get tickets to the London show, so I'm very, very, very excited about going to see them. I've never seen Brand New live, and I am very excited about it. So on to beauty, I've got 2 products to talk about, and the first one, I've been using this for quite some time, but I just feel like I've never actually managed to get around to talking about it on my channel, and I wanted to because it's really, really changed the way I do my makeup. So it's the L'Oreal Glam Bronze Cushion de Sol, and this is basically one of those cushion, I don't even know, I mean they're just called cushions, but I don't really know like the proper name for them. But it's basically, the product is in this squishy cushion thing. I don't really know how to describe it, but like it's like a liquid bronzer packed into this sponge. So I just take a Real Techniques buffing brush and tap it in very lightly when it's a new one, because they're very, very highly like saturated with the product. So when it's a new one, use it very lightly. I just use my Real Techniques buffing brush, tap it in, and then I put it on my cheeks and across the top of my forehead just to give like a bronzed look. And it comes on quite strong, but then I use my beauty blender that's already got like foundation on it or whatever, and I use that over the top, and then it blends out really nice. I've got it on today. I always wear it in any of my YouTube videos, so I just put it round this sort of area just to sort of warm my complexion up a bit. But I love how natural it is, and I've used a lot of powder bronzers, and on me, with my freckles and everything, the powder kind of, I don't know what it is, but it sort of mattifies my skin, which isn't a look that I like anyway. I quite like glowy, dewy skin. So this is really fantastic for achieving that, because it's liquidy, it's creamy, so it doesn't go matte, it stays brightening, and I really enjoy that aspect of it. But also with my freckles, it kind of complements them rather than dusts over them like a powder does, so I really like that about it too. And I think this is about $14.99, but it's I think that's slightly overpriced, to be honest, if I'm honest about the price, but it's worth it for me to spend that money on it, because I really, really do love the product. And it does normally come with a little sponge to apply it as well, but I chuck that away because I just use the brush. And then a beauty blender afterwards. But I absolutely love this, and I had to give it a shout out because it has made a really big difference to my makeup routine. The next thing is something that I also feel like I've never been able to talk about on my channel, and it's the Maybelline Master Camo palette. Now, I was umming and ahhing about getting one of these because they, like almost every drugstore makeup brand, kind of released their own version. And I was really wondering whether to get one or not, because I have quite rosy cheeks, like just with my fair complexion and my red hair, I just have really rosy cheeks, and that's just the way it is. And I get like quite red sometimes, and red around my nose as well. Now, it's never been too much of a problem. I really like my face without makeup on, but when I put makeup on, I want it to look like quite flawless, if that makes sense. I like it to look very natural, but also flawless. So I did end up picking one of these palettes up, and I don't think I can ever go back now. Basically, after I apply my primer and my radiance cream, this is the first makeup product that I use. So I just used the green and the yellow on the far left of the palette for any redness on my skin. Now, that's normally on my cheeks, around my nose area and around my mouth. And then the 2 middle colours are like a peachy orange. I mainly use the top one, but sometimes the bottom one as well. And I use that under my eyes to block out any blue. It's great for your eyelids if you've got veiny eyelids, which I have as well. And also just covering spots. It absolutely obliterates them. You can't even see them through your makeup. It's absolutely fantastic. And the only shades I don't use are what they call the highlight shades. I just don't use them, but it's absolutely worth getting still. I can't remember how much this is, but this is, I believe this is in the light colour. Yeah, this is in 01 light, and I think there is a medium and a dark as well, if I'm not mistaken. But absolutely could not live without this now. This is such a brilliant start to your makeup routine. It completely gives you a blank canvas to work on, and then I put concealer and foundation over the top. So I use this as a base basically, and it just gives you a great blank canvas to work with. Next up, I wanted to talk about some skin products that I've been really loving. The first one is the L'Oreal Hydra Aloe Water Moisturiser. I have become obsessed with this. It is such an amazing product. It's so cheap. I think I got it for like $8.99. I don't know if that was a reduced price because I got it when it first came out, but it's just amazing. It feels like you're using something that's really expensive, and it's just from L'Oreal. It's in a glass bottle as well, which I like. I love the blue packaging. I think it looks like the Tom Ford perfumes. I really like it, and it's basically just a larger bottle of their True Match foundation bottles, but I absolutely love it. The product inside is phenomenal, and I know a couple of people that use this and would say the exact same thing. It's basically, it's not even like it's not a thick moisturiser, which I thought I used to prefer, but after using this I've realised I do not like thick moisturisers anymore. This absorbs into your skin so quickly. I can put it on before I do my makeup, and my makeup sits perfectly on it, and it doesn't sink in with the moisturiser. It's absolutely fantastic. I love it, and it's quite runny, but you don't need a lot. I use barely even a full pump. And the funny thing about it is, I use barely a full pump, and it looks like nothing, but when I rub it into my hands and on my face, it covers my face, my neck, and then there's normally some left on my hands to even do like my arms. It's a little goes a long way with this bottle, and it's absolutely fantastic. I literally cannot rave about this product enough. And the two products I like to use with it is something that I've talked about before in my, I think it was called like my life-saving skin products or something like that. I'll link the video. But this is my Ole Henriksen Truth Serum Collagen Booster. I know a lot of YouTubers and bloggers talk about this. It is so worth the hype. This is still the same bottle that I talked about in that video. That's how long I have used this for. Granted, I did give it a break. I haven't used it consistently that whole time, but it always tends to come back into my skin routine. I always notice a difference when I'm not using it, and it is absolutely phenomenal. Basically what it is a potent vitamin C complex to brighten, smooth and help the appearance of aging. Now, I'd like to think that I'm not aging too quickly, but there's nothing better than knowing that you're preventing the signs of aging. Even I'm only 22, but it's just nice to use. It's for all skin types, and I just tell you, it is the best product I've used on my skin. Probably better than this, but these two together are something else. Like, I've noticed such a difference in my skin since using these together. It comes out like an oily serum. It absorbs very quickly. It doesn't make the skin feel oily at all. It's just fantastic. I literally can't rave about it enough, and it may look like a small bottle, but this has lasted me for nearly 2 years. It's unbelievable, absolutely fantastic. And it does have quite a strong smell of oranges, but I don't mind that smell whatsoever. Even if you are against things with strong smells, it's only because it has a lot of potent vitamin C in it that it smells that way. It's not a chemical smell, it's not a false smell. The smell is purely because of the amount of vitamin C that's in here. And when I use this at night, I also use this in the morning, every night and morning, I've just noticed such a difference in my skin. It feels brighter, it looks brighter, it's glowier, it just feels hydrated. I don't get little dry patches anymore like I used to. My eczema's calmed down since I've used it. it's been fantastic. I cannot talk about it enough, and I'm going to shut up now because I feel like I'm rambling. The next product that I wanted to talk about is also one that featured in the other video that I mentioned the Ole Henriksen one in, but I wanted to talk about it again because I just think it's important to let you know that I'm still using them, because I really think that says something about the product, that after all this time I'm still using it because it's that good. And this is the Body Shop Tea Tree Anti-Imperfection Daily Solution, and it comes with this pipette applicator. So you twist this and you squeeze the top, and then it drips out of the end of that. So I use about half, I don't know how to say it, but like a full squeeze, I use about half of a full squeeze. Does that make sense? So when you squeeze the product into the pipe, it fills it about halfway, so I'd use like a quarter of the pipe, if that makes sense. I think I'm explaining that right. So I use about a quarter of a dosage. Yeah, we'll go with that one. So I use a quarter of a dosage of this, not even about half a pump of this and half a pump of this, and I mix it all together at the same time into my hands, and then I put it all over my face and my neck. And this just is fantastic at preventing spots and breakouts. I have noticed such a difference in my skin since using this. I used to break out quite a lot. I used to break out every month when I came on my period. I used to break out if I get stressed. I do still break out when I get stressed, but that's more hormonal breakout rather than bacterial breakout. But you know, like the difference between a hormonal breakout and a bacterial breakout is the ones that are bacterial are always like yellow heads and like quite big, and like the ones that really are horrible, basically. This has been so good at preventing those breakouts. I do still get hormonal ones because that's just my body creating those chemicals, but they tend to go a lot quicker because they're normally because I'm stressed, so I'll get them for like the 2 days that I'm stressed for, or stuff like that. But bacterial breakouts have been almost non-existent since using this. The tea tree in it is antiseptic, what's the word? What is the word? No. We'll go with that. And it's suitable for blemished skin, and it's just fantastic. Like, even if you do get a hormonal breakout, like I said, I still do, this clears up the blemishes afterwards so quickly. Like, I used to be left with like a dark patch where the breakout had occurred, but this even takes that away. So even though I do still get hormonal breakouts, which can't really be helped, this clears them up quicker. So this has just been phenomenal, and I think this is about £13 in the Body Shop. Completely worth it. This bottle is still my first bottle that I bought. I haven't bought a second one yet. And if you look back to the date that video where this first featured in was posted, I can't even remember how long ago it was, but this is still that bottle. So I use this every day and every night, and it's lasted that long. It's phenomenal. It's just, you have to get it. It's fantastic. Okay, next up I'm just going to do a very quick mini haul. I have 3 clothing items and then like 4 little accessory items. So I'm just going to go through them quickly. There aren't going to be any cutouts because all of these are going to feature in an August outfits video. So there won't be any cutouts because I want to save what they look like on me for that video. But I just wanted to quickly run through them. So this is going to be a Marmite item. You're either going to love this or you're going to hate this. I obviously love it, hence why I bought it. But these are from Urban Outfitters. They're from the BDG range, and they are pink corduroy trousers. Now, I know they're very loud, they're very out there, they're corduroy, which I always used to make fun of my uncle for wearing. I used to hate it when he wore them, and now I have my own pair. But I was just so drawn to the colour. I'm having like a baby pink moment. I absolutely love the colour. And also they just seemed so autumnal to me, even though it's such a spring colour. I think the corduroy and the fact that they just look like such warm trousers just drew me in, and I was like, well, I'll be wearing them all winter then. Absolutely fantastic. Really been loving wearing them. They're really high-waisted. They're kind of sort of like my Olsen Topshop jeans, from the top to the crotch, this sort of area is a bit the same, very high-waisted, but like almost like a mum jean, but then they go into this flare at the bottom, so they're quite wide, and they are cropped, so they're almost like a culotte from the knee down. So I just really thought that was interesting. Obviously I love mum jeans and I love culottes, so this was like a hybrid of the two, plus the colour, plus the corduroy. It was an all-round winner, and I wasn't going to leave the shop without them, especially after I tried them on. So you will see these in a video, so I'm not going to show you what they look like now. Oh, the style is called Flood, so I guess that is to do with the flare at the bottom. And I bought a waist 24, leg 32, and they fit like a glove, absolutely beautifully. This is my first pair of BTG jeans. I've never bought jeans or trousers for that. Well, I've bought trousers from Urban Outfitters, but they've been other brands, like the Fade and Light brand and stuff like that. I've never bought anything from BDG, so that's really interesting as well. And these were £55 and worth every penny. Absolutely love them. Okay, so the next thing that I picked up is from Topshop, and you might have seen this around. It is their, well, it's just like a little slip dress really. It's very, very long. It goes down to almost my ankles, this one, and it's got buttons all the way down the middle. This one, I'm pretty sure this featured on an Instagram post at some point, so go check over on my Instagram. The buttons go down to about just above my knee, so the rest is like a split, but I quite like that. And the buttons go all the way up to the top, and then they have this tie feature that covers up the buttons, and then there's two cutout bits here which are just under your boobs, but nothing shows or anything like that. The straps are adjustable, which is really nice too, and I just really liked the pattern, and I thought, although it is obviously a slip dress meant for the summer, I thought, to be honest, you could put a turtleneck under this for the winter, for the autumn, and it would look fantastic. And I think even with like a jumper underneath, a turtleneck, like I said, I've worn it with t-shirts underneath, even though it has the cutout, it still looks really nice. So it's quite versatile, so even though it's probably meant for the summer, I'm glad I got it, because I think I will get quite a lot of use out of it in the autumn and winter, as long as it's not raining, of course. And I got this in a size 6, and it fits beautifully. And it was I want to say it was £36, but it might have been 39, but I got it with vouchers that I got from work, so it was completely free for me. But I think it's normally £39, but really, really pretty material, floats really nicely, and just been really enjoying wearing it. The next thing I wanted to talk about is this jacket from Topshop. This is so, so, so lovely. I get really excited about wearing this. Just the fur inside, so that it's got a fur collar. It's denim on the outside, it's black denim. I'm going to talk about the pins in a minute. It's black denim, basically like a denim jacket, but lined with obviously faux fur. So it's got it around the collar, and then all on the inside down the back. And then what I also loved about this jacket is it's quilted on the front pieces and in the sleeves. This jacket is so extremely warm. I cannot wait to wear it in the autumn and in the winter, because sometimes, like today for example, it's absolutely miserable outside. It's not raining anymore, but it is so gloomy and so horrid, and it's probably quite cold out, but not enough to wear a coat, yet just cold enough that you do need a jacket. And that's where this little bad boy comes in. So I'm so glad I got this. I ordered it online. It was £65, but again I used some vouchers, so I managed to get it for £25, but it's originally £65. And I just think it's such a fantastic jacket. I just think my boyfriend Lewis has a proper Levi's version, but his is like a proper blue denim, which I really like, but I wear jeans quite a lot, and I can't really pull off the double denim look. So I thought, at least if the denim's black, it's like a little bit easier to style. Plus it's going to go with all my culottes and dresses and jumpers. It's just such a casual jacket piece. Really excited to wear this. I have been wearing it over the weekend and it's been fantastic. I've been loving it. So next I wanted to talk about the pins that I've put on this jacket, and I will do close-ups for these. I just wanted to talk about, there's this little store in Brighton called, I think it's called the Family Store, and I wouldn't go in there if you have a family because it's not really for families. It's just like, it's got lots of pins, lots of funny t-shirts, a couple of records. It's a bit of a higgledy-piggledy shop, but it's absolutely fantastic. And they had these pins on show and I just could not help myself. So the first one I got was one of Jeremy Corbyn. I am a Labour supporter since Jeremy came into the party. I absolutely love him, and it just says, "This is about hope." The next one I got was of Louis Theroux. Obviously I love Louis Theroux. I have a Louis Theroux t-shirt and it says King of the Weird. And on the other side I got this fantastic David Bowie one with the glitter running through. It's so pretty. I absolutely love it. I'm a big fan of David Bowie. And the fourth one I got is a quote from Romeo and Juliet, and it's, "These violent delights have violent ends." And if you know me, I absolutely love William Shakespeare. I love his plays, and Romeo and Juliet is one of my favourite. Not for the story. I think the story is completely ridiculous, but I just love the quotes. Like, the actual script is fantastic. And so that one meant a lot to me. So I just picked up those pins and I just thought they were really, really cool. They were about £7 each, and do pop into the shop if you live in Brighton or if you're going there. It's in the lanes and it's called the Family Store. I'm sure that's what it's called. And they have some really, really quirky stuff in there. If you're looking for gifts, then it's a really good place to go. Right, and last but not least, I just wanted to do a little catch up and life update. So I just wanted to talk about moving to Brighton and my whole experience. Now, I was lucky enough that when we got this place, I was not able to leave work for another few months. Well, I was, but I chose not to. And Lewis moved in here in March. Now, I was quite fortunate for that actually, because it meant that I could come down here and visit him and get to know the area and get to know the flat before I myself moved in, which I found quite comforting because I find change extremely hard to deal with, and I was very, very nervous about moving because it was the first time that I'd moved out of my family home. My family home in the south of London, and we have never moved house since living there. And my mum and dad bought that house before I was born, so that's the only house I've ever lived in. We've never moved. So that house has a lot of memories for me, both good and bad, which I won't go into, but there's a lot of memories back at that place. And not talking about the house, just that area. It was getting to the point where I would not be able to go around the area without... I'm a very visual person and I can see memories, and it was getting to the point where I could not go around that area without visually seeing things that had happened in my past, which weren't always good things. And I just felt like I had to move for other reasons, not just because it was a good time all round, really. It was a good time to leave my job. Not because I didn't love it. I absolutely loved my job. It was the best job in the world, but it just felt like a good time. I felt like I had done all I could do there. It was a good time to leave the area because I didn't have much keeping me there anymore. I didn't really have a reason to stay. Apart from my mum and dad being there, there really wasn't anything else that was keeping me there. And also just the fact that Lewis had to move out of his place as well. It just seemed like a really good time. So when he moved here in March, it was nice for me to keep coming down here and keep visiting. And it gave me a lot of time to get used to coming down here and the area as well. I found that quite helpful. Since officially moving, I have dealt with it a lot better than I thought I was going to. I thought I was going to be a bit of a wreck, if I'm honest, because I have never not lived with my parents, and me and my parents have a very good relationship, and other things as well, which I'm not going to talk about in this video, but there's a lot of things that go on in my life which I don't talk about, but they were factors that were going to probably play up when this move happened, and I feel very lucky that it came at a time when a lot of other, I'm talking in riddles really because I'm trying not to say things that I don't want to talk about, but also try and be somewhat honest with you about what it is like. Basically, I've coped a lot better than I thought I was going to. That's kind of what I want to say. So yeah, I've coped a lot better than I thought, and that's a real positive. I am quite proud of myself for that, because there was a big chance that I could have been a complete wreck. So I'm glad that I've managed to do that. I've just been keeping myself really busy pretty much, because at the moment I don't have a new job. I have some temporary work that I'm doing at the moment, which is really good, but finding a permanent job is quite hard. I want to do nannying, so it's just finding the right family. But apart from that, I have really been enjoying living here. It's been fantastic. I love the area. I love living with Lewis. He is my best friend as well as my boyfriend, so it's been fantastic. And I just feel I'm really happy here, and that's what I was most worried about, was that I wouldn't be happy here, but I am. And I think a big part of that was that I had just outgrown where I'd lived before. And again, I don't mean the house, I mean the area and the memories. I'd outgrown that. And it was just time for something new, and it just came at a really good time. To the house and to my mum and dad, I miss that terribly, and I didn't think I would miss the house, and I didn't think I'd miss my room because of other reasons, like I just didn't think I would miss them, but I actually really do. And sometimes I lay in the bedroom and I just like close my eyes and imagine I'm in my old bedroom, just because I have a really big attachment to that bedroom. It's the only bedroom I've ever lived in. I've had that bedroom since I was a baby, so it is a very special bedroom to me, and I do miss it very, very much, because I got it really perfect. And if you saw it in my room tour or in any of my videos, that background I absolutely loved. I do not like this background. I love Lewis's guitars, but I don't like this background. I need to sort this out. I just felt like everything was really perfect in that room, and I rely on quite a lot on what my environment is like for how I am as well. So that's been difficult, like moving my stuff in here. I was like, no, it doesn't look right in here, like it needs to be in my bedroom, and just all of that. It's really, really hard, but it's been good for me, I think, as well. And I've enjoyed that process at the end of the day, although it was very difficult, and I find that very difficult, but I have enjoyed it, and it's been really exciting. And obviously I miss my mum and dad so much. Like, I visited them this weekend, and I feel like whenever I visit them for a weekend, I always come back really upset and missing them more than I normally do, because I actually have coped quite well with being away from them, but like every time I go visit them it reminds me, so that makes me upset. But honestly, I've dealt with it so much better than I thought I would, and obviously I'm going to miss my mum and dad, but I've coped with it a lot better than I thought I was going to. Okay guys, and on that note, I'm going to end that video here. I hope you enjoyed it. It was a little bit of a mix match of loads of things, but I just wanted to I didn't want to do like a music video and then a beauty video and then a skin video and then a moving to Brighton video. It just felt better to just put it all in one, because I didn't have enough things to make them each a video of their own. So I just wanted to do like a complete overall life update basically, and things that I've been enjoying. So I hope you liked it. Give this video a like if you did. Subscribe if you want to see some more videos for me, and watch my previous videos as well. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter and Instagram. I'm constantly on both of those social medias, so do go follow me over on there, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys!